As more and more people are getting into downwinding, pump foiling and power winging, the use of these super high efficient, high span foils is becoming more prevalent. These can be very difficult and technical to use, but with these top tips, you'll be able to tame the beast and get the most out of these pump and glide machines. Okay, so let's look at the problem first of all. So if you're a heavier rider or you want to get into downwinding or indeed downwind in lighter conditions, pump foiling or indeed power winging, you're probably going to be looking at purchasing a really high aspect, high span, super efficient front wing. Yes, they're super efficient, you can have loads of fun on them, but they can be a handful and they can buck you off at a moment's notice if you don't get some of the fundamentals right. Over the years, I've seen so many people get frustrated with them, decide to leave them to one side, sell them, and then ultimately not be able to enjoy that discipline. It all comes down to control and lack thereof in the bigger wings. And this is especially true in downwinding, where you need to do a lot of turning in the early stages. Essentially, instead of riding the foil, you're just going along for the ride itself. Getting this wrong leads to frustration, failure, and a lot of very awkward falls, which can lead to obviously injury. So luckily there are some solutions to this and I'm going to share them with you right now. So when you use bigger gear, any flexibility or flex in the system is exaggerated and this leads to loss of control. So it's really important that the system you use is really chunky and solid and you're minimizing any types of flexibility. Stiffness is the key to taming the beast under your foot, and you can do this in several different ways. So as an example, I'm going to use the new 1250R from Code. Now this is a pump and glide machine, but it turns really well because they've beefed up the connection between the fuselage and the front wing. It's rock solid, which minimizes any wanted displacement from foil to rider. Yes, this increases the weight, but it is a necessary sacrifice to be able to get that performance benefit. So longer masts make corrections much harder. The lift forces generated by the front wing are exaggerated by the coupling moment of a longer mast. And the opposite is true for shorter masts. You have more control. Now obviously there is a compromise to be had there. If you go too short with these spanny wings, you're going to end up breaching tips all the time. So you want to find this happy medium, and I think that's somewhere between 75 and 80 centimeters. Now on top of that, mast stiffness is incredibly important. If you are heavy and you're using a wide span foil, I think it's critical you're using an ultra high modulus or very stiff mast system. The Code mast, like the Plus system that you can see on my right hand side here, is a must if you're using these really spanny foils because it gives you that control. As I said earlier on, stiffness is your friend. If you have any flexibility, that is lack of control. Okay, so let's move on to the fuselage now. And there are a few things you can do to help improve control of these big wings. So firstly, reducing the length of the fuselage has two effects. So firstly, it reduces the turning arc of the foil. This allows you to put the foil back under your feet, which essentially puts the center of lift back under the center of gravity. This gives you control back and allows you to then make maneuvers at will. And secondly, it increases the pumping cadence and also allows you to get really high on the mast when you're trying to dig yourself out of holes. Now, there are some disadvantages of reducing your fuse length, and the main one being that you reduce your pitch stability. So let's say, for example, you've taken my advice, you've got a really stiff connection, you've got a very stiff mast, and now you've reduced your fuselage length, but you're finding you're struggling with controlling the pitch. Well, what you can do is increase the size of your stabilizer. Now you need to do this within reason, because if you go too big, you're going to increase the drag and really you're taking away from the whole point of having a big efficient front wing.
Oh, at the bottom. All right, so you can see it's probably 10 knots or so. There is a bit of texture, but this is perfect for the big wings. And the boys have just taken off now. Again, join them. Alright, so there you go, we've got a very light southerly. There's a little bit of swell around, not much. But this is where the big wings come into their own. but it's really important that you can still turn them. And so, as mentioned, I paired it with a shorter fuse, but I've actually gone for still my normal like 120 stab. That's just to keep the speed up a little bit. Yes, a little bit more pitch insensitive, but actually I kind of want that because I'm pumping a lot. So yeah, it's beautiful. You can go out and enjoy these days where the wind is less than 10 knots and we're still downwinding, having fun. Yeah, I'm working a little bit, probably more than I need to. See if I can get the heart rate down a bit and glide a bit, like that. But it's still super fun and it gets you out in conditions that otherwise you just wouldn't. Awesome.
Now, what I've found over time is I've got really used to this pitch instability, and now I end up using the same stabilise that I use on my medium fuselage as I do on my smaller fuse, and just accept that I have less control in pitch stability. This is not necessarily a bad thing because I'm not generally going in really big steep waves when I'm using a large foil like that. And I generally want the pitch instability to help me pump and to be able to turn really easily. So in summary, the stiffness of your system is key to using these big spanny wings. I'd say the mast is probably the most important of all of those things. You can also increase it by reducing the length of your fuselage, which will help turning and give you back that control. Like with always, please make sure that you like and subscribe. And if you've got any questions, type them in below and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. All right, see you on the water again soon.